After a few days of not replying to me, she finally wanted to talk to me. And she laid out the news that she wants us to take a break indefinitely so we can both mature. Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go over them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today, I'm going to go over a story titled, "My girlfriend asked me if I would get a vasectomy, and I initially told her probably not. And now she's upset with me and is considering this in our relationship and doesn't want to talk." And big shout out to Joseph for sending me this story. And guys, what we have here is a story about a guy. He's a young guy, 23, doing a long-distance relationship with his girl. And out of the blue, she contacted him and asked if he would get a vasectomy. Not exactly a small request. And understandably, this guy's like, probably not. For very good reasons. Not exactly a small thing, like I said. And instead of discussing it like an adult, or maybe discussing her reasoning behind it, she hangs up on him and has to give him the silent treatment. But you're going to see, guys, in this story, and I don't want to get too much into this girl, has a history of this type of BS. This drama, manipulation, and sadly this guy, although this guy handled this initially right, he is a stereotypical he's a poster child for the blue-pilled, nice guy, pea-whipped, clueless young guy, doesn't know any better, and plays into her BS constantly. And there's two parts to this story, guys. There's the one part that's the entertainment factor of the gal trying to get this guy to do this, and him obviously saying no way and sticking to his guns, which is good. And two, the lesson part. The lesson about how you don't let your gal treat you like this. Because it is manipulation central. And there are going to be many times in this, guys, you're just want to smack the shit out of him. And he will get it from me too. Because there's so many things, it's just as you look from life experience as an older guy and you see this type of crap, you know darn well what this guy should do, and you can see through her BS. But when you're younger and inexperienced, you don't know. So for you younger guys out there, this could help you guys out in case you may find yourself in a situation with a girl like this. And for you older guys, it'll only reinforce either why you act the way you do or why you don't date in general. So, it starts off, he says here, "We are in a long-distance relationship, and she asked me this out of the blue in a FaceTime call." The, can you get a vasectomy thing. In light of the Roe versus Wade situation happening in the U.S. right now. That decision made a lot of people go freaking crazy a few months ago. I told her I honestly didn't even know what a vasectomy initially was, so she explained it to me in the same call. After explaining, she asked me if I would do one, and I told her probably not. And now she's upset with me and won't reply to me at all. Oh, well, that's very mature of her. Translation, you didn't give me the answer I want, so now I'm going to manipulate you by giving you the silent treatment and make you chase after me. And you're going to see that's exactly it. After she hung up, I went ahead and spent a few hours reading articles and blogs to educate myself about the benefits of vasectomies and the reasons to decide if it is the best choice for me. Dude, although these things can be reversed, that doesn't always mean it can. And this is a surgery, a procedure, and if this dude wants to have kids one day, this is a problem. But just to go do this for some chick? And what about her? And what's the reasoning behind all this? Well, you're going to see, guys, in my opinion, there's more going on behind the scenes behind this request than you may think. And I'll reveal this time. I'll see if you guys can figure out what's really going on behind the scenes, in my opinion. Behind the scenes for all this drama that she's about to put him through. I'm much more okay with going through a procedure now after reading up about it, but I'm not 100% sure for doing it because of the process, cost of it, and us both talking about wanting to marry each other and have children together. Yeah, if you're going to marry and have kids one day, it doesn't make any freaking sense to have a vasectomy. Just wear protection and be careful, and there you go. I don't think it's fair for her to ask me out of the blue an important question like this and then get upset with my initial answer because it takes many couples months and even years to discuss with each other if a vasectomy is the best option. Well, there you go. His gut tells him this is fucked up. But watch this. I can understand her or any other girl getting upset if their partner encourages them to tie their tubes or use birth control and not do the same. But I never pressed those ideas towards her because I know how birth control might negatively affect her. Notice he isn't pushing for anything. I told him that I'd much rather choose abstinence as the first option before consider doing a vasectomy, and also because sure, a vasectomy is reversible, but also there could be implications where it won't work and can be very costly. Yeah, or any other issues that may come about. But you're going to see, it's all about her. I sent her a long text about how I feel and how I've educated myself on it, but still need to learn more about the procedure and if it's right. Smack. She requests you to do this, and then now is giving you the silent treatment, manipulation, and you're chasing after her. If a gal, guys, if you were with a girl, girlfriend, whatever, and her way, when she doesn't get her way, is to give you the silent treatment, this is manipulation at its finest. Okay? Basically, I'm going to ignore you, so you just chase after me, and I'll act pouty and all that, and then I get my way. That's what's going on here. If you guys have a girl right now that behaves in that way, that won't communicate like a healthy adult, and pulls that type of crap, dump her. Okay? Because she's always going to get her way by her silent treatment bullshit. I let her know that how I feel that it isn't fair for her to be upset with me after my initial response, because something as big as this takes a lot of time to think and talk through. Of course. She still hasn't replied to me, so I'm going to wait a little bit to see if she wants to call and talk about it, and after she reflects on my response. Not sure what I should say. Of course she hasn't replied, because she wants this guy to keep texting her and calling her and texting her. She didn't get her way, so now she's going to make this guy feel guilty about it, as you're going to see almost works here, to get her way. But you're going to see she has a history of this shit. Remember they're doing a long-distance relationship? She's a drama queen. But maybe there's something else going behind the scenes. Maybe there's another dude in the picture. And maybe she can start drama when she knows how it's going to go and find an excuse to end it with the guy. But keep him around. Let's just see. He says, I appreciate all the responses I'm getting for this. For clarification, yes, I always use condoms. And I don't think she intended me of doing the surgery at my age, but it was more of a hypothetical question that she gave me after a TikTok she saw it. Of course, she had to see this on TikTok, because you can't do anything now if you're 23 years old and not have TikTok influence you. And I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm talking about a lot of the morons of this generation. I'm going to wait a little bit to see if she's ready to talk, and let her know that I'm there to support her and discuss the best options for us if we decide in the future to have kids together. Smack. No, don't chase after her. In fact, you should break up with her, because she's trying to get you to get a vasectomy out of the blue for her own selfish reasons. She's starting drama. She's a terrible communicator. She's manipulating you to chase after her and give her what she wants. That's what you should be doing, let alone contacting her. Guys, if somebody cuts you off because they're not getting their way, you don't chase after them. You let them come back to you, or you seriously sit down and think whether I want to have something going on with this person anymore. Silent treatment is the biggest form of manipulation, guys, and women master that. I understand her reactions based on how scary it is for women right now in the U.S., and I think it's partly because she might not have even read up on vasectomies much in the first place. Stop being this understanding nice guy, dude. You're too nice. She's being an asshole. She's toying with you. She knows how to get you to respond. I'm hoping we can settle this appropriately while we both are educated enough to understand how important a decision like this can be for me. Thank you all. So this guy's handling this rationally, but he doesn't realize that she's pushing his buttons. Now for an update. He says, after a few days of not replying to me, she finally wanted to talk to me and laid out the news she wants us to take a break indefinitely so we can both mature. Ah, imagine that. So she hasn't gotten her way yet. So now she's gonna tighten the screws of pressure on him by now saying we're gonna take a break. And that way then he'll really have to hopefully give her way. But also, there could be something else going on here. Maybe, doing long distance, there's another dude in the picture. And knowing darn well how she can get this guy to get what she wants, she can propose a break. He'll accept it because he's the nice guy. And she can go see if it'll work out with the other guy she likes. Meanwhile, this guy could keep him around in case it doesn't work out with that dude. Maybe that's what's going on here behind this whole drama thing. I'm absolutely devastated. And she knew it. She mentioned that she thought we butt heads too much with different viewpoints, and that she wanted to break up because she was afraid we were going to resent each other, and she didn't want me to feel like I don't have a voice in the relationship anymore. Like you ever had a voice. Obviously, she runs the relationship. She said if I was meant to be, then we'll find each other again. How many times have you guys heard that bullshit before? She's got another dude, and she wants to keep this guy in reserves on layaway just in case it doesn't work out. And she knows how he's going to respond. This whole, in my opinion, this vasectomy thing was just a thing to get him worked up, start some drama. She's an excuse to put things on a break. I want to clarify that in our 2-year relationship, we never argued, but we did butt heads sometimes. And when I did make her upset, I owned up to it and apologized and promised to learn from those times. Smack. You're allowed to have differences of opinions, for God's sakes, okay? And unless you did something really harmful, what are you apologizing for? But nice guys always apologize. See how you can see really quickly she has the power in the relationship? First time was when I mistakenly downplayed her family trauma and told her that her parents were just trying to look out for her. I was ignorant because we both grew up differently, and so I apologized and wanted to learn because she never told me the extent of her past family trauma until I upset her. Well, I don't know what the hell that's about, but okay, whatever. After some time, she told me more how the extent of the trauma was, and I felt so guilty and so sorry for what I did. Typical nice guy. I made a promise to always comfort her and support her because of it, while she promised to communicate better with me when she was upset. She promised to be a better communicator. What do we have here? This doesn't seem like very good communication to me. It says to me when she doesn't get her way, she disappears and pulls the silent treatment. And when she still doesn't get her way, she ups the ante with her manipulation and calls a break. Or there's something else going behind the scenes, like another dude in the picture. Another time was this past December when she thought I was getting too comfortable in the relationship and she wanted me to fight with her or fight for her. She didn't tell me until one day she ignored me for a few days and tried to ask her if she was okay and asked how I could help her. I'm the type of person who has the let's fix it now mentality, while she's the type of person to wait some time until she's ready to fix it. So more of the bad communication, more of the manipulation, more of a I want you to be a mind reader. I understood her coping style, so I gave it her time. More of this understanding shit. When she was ready to talk again, we both apologized to each other, and she agreed to fix her communication with me again, and I promised to take more initiative in our relationship. Well, she hasn't been fixing her communication skills again. You see what I'm talking about here, guys? This typical, I wasn't kidding, pee-whipped, blue-pilled, nice guy, clueless, easily manipulated. This guy's probably a good guy, but he just is too young to know what's really going on. So many young guys are clueless. Talking to other friends who were in relationships, they assured me it was okay for couples to have disagreements with each other because we can't read each other's minds. But the best thing to learn from those disagreements is to communicate and set those expectations, as well as understand each other's different viewpoints that you both learn. Well, I agree with that part. You can't read minds, that's absolute, and you can have disagreements in relationships. But it's how people handle those things. You handle it like adults with respect, you listen. You don't act like little children that don't get their way. And he's trying to handle it like a caring guy, like an adult, and she acts like a freaking child. Like trying to negotiate with a 4-year-old. I spent so much time trying to educate myself and would always make sure she was okay. More nice guy shit. But now with this news, I wanted to take an indefinite break and practically break up. I feel so guilty that she didn't trust me enough to talk to me about what she wanted me to do because I loved her for who she was. Smack. She knows exactly what's going on here, and she knows exactly how to push this dude's buttons to get her way. It's terrible. I feel hurt that I worked so hard to learn and better myself and check up on her to make her happy after our talks, and still wasn't enough to keep us together. There's nothing this guy can do to make her happy. And I got to tell you, probably one of the reasons she treats him this way is because he's weak, okay? He means well. He's a nice guy. But he's, in her view, weak, and women don't respect guys that are weak. He's a pushover. He's a doormat. Easily manipulated. Easily mind-fucked. I try to watch my language, but I can't help but saying that. She lost respect for him. And I guarantee there's another dude in the picture, and that dude doesn't do any of this shit. Guaranteed. She wanted me to fight for her, and I put so much aside to fight for her, but her giving up on fighting for me, it hurts so much. Right there. I put so much aside for her to fight for her. Translation, I'm going to put aside my wants and needs. I'm going to sacrifice my own happiness for her. Typical nice guy trait. When guys put girls first, that's typical nice guy trait. Bad boys always put themselves first. And who do the girls chase after? The bad boys. Maybe I should have thought of those as red flags in our relationship because I don't know the severity of her feeling this way, and we both had different thoughts on how the well-being of our relationship actually was. I thought we were doing great and we were making our relationship stronger, but for her, the most recent event happened to be her last straw. Bullshit. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's sabotaging this to get her way, and like I said, there's another dude in the picture. I understand this is for the best for us so we can both reflect and reevaluate on what we strive for in our lives, especially her since she's trying to get into grad school, and I've already graduated and working full-time. This guy's making excuses for her. He doesn't want to admit she's an asshole and she's a manipulator and she's toying with him. It's easier to say, oh, it must be my fault, because he doesn't want to admit that she's trash. I want to respect her boundaries, smack, and what she wants because I don't want her unhappy, smack. This guy's digging his own grave here. But it's just so fresh, and it hurts knowing that you work so hard to learn and take care of someone to make sure they were okay, and then when you need them the most, they decide to leave you asking if you're okay, because right now, I'm not. Pay attention to her actions. She doesn't care, okay? This guy's tried so hard, she doesn't do anything, okay? Is this someone you want to be in a relationship with and build a future with? Hell no. Take this as a blessing that he's this young. Imagine if he was married to this broad. She doesn't give a crap about him. And this guy's got a lot of work to do on himself to learn human nature, female nature, and reality. My last message to her after we talked was that I told her I will always support her and will always be there if she needed anything. Smack. She knows this, dude. This is why she's treating you this way, because she can put you in layaway on the break thing, because she knows you'll accept it and not see other women, and she can do what she wants. Great, he stood by his guns about not doing the vasectomy thing. Good for him, but look at all this stuff going on behind the scenes. I wish she asked me what I needed, because I want to tell her that I need her. No, you don't. What you need is a slap upside the head. You need an older brother or a father to tell you how things really are, what's going on in the situation. I've been talking to close friends and family, which I appreciate having, that support system to rely on for mental well-being. Some recommended me to wait a few months and reach out to her again to see what happens, or at least get some closure. Smack! This is why you be careful who you listen to for advice and relationships and all that. No, you don't reach out to her. Someone cuts you off and is not talking to you, or breaks up with you, because that's what she's really doing here. You don't chase after them to see how they're doing and try to reach out. No, they're essentially dead to you. You move on. Let them chase after you. Because I guarantee you, she's putting this guy on a break, on layaway, probably to see if it works out with some other dude. And if it doesn't work out, then she'll reach out to this guy, because figuring he's a sure thing. No self-respecting guy will sit around in the friend zone or take a break and wait around for the girl to figure it out. No guy with any value. Can you picture a guy that makes millions of dollars a year and has women chasing after him, sitting around in the friend zone or on break for some girl when he can hook up with any girl he wants pretty much? It was never going to happen. Only nice guys that don't have a lot of options, will put up with this shit. He says, when is a good time to reach out? Never. Also, any advice on how to cope and move on is appreciated. My friends also recommended me to work out and do other things to allow myself to grow and accept who I am. Honestly, even just typing this post has helped me out. I appreciate all the advice given in my previous post and this one. Now I'm going to do a final update, but what should this guy do? This guy, work on yourself, because he's with her 2 years. Obviously, he's heartbroken. Go to the gym, work out, do some hobbies, hang out with your friends, hang out with your family. Stop dating for a while and start focusing on why you're acting this way towards women. Why you're so easily such a pleaser. That type of thing. Really embrace material like mine, so this doesn't happen to this guy again. But he probably won't. Now the final update, and watch this. He says here, final update. Well, now after a couple months of the break, she reached out to me a few weeks ago to say she doesn't want to be together. I was sad hearing the news, but during the break, I already prepared myself to move on anyways. Good for him. We both mutually agreed not to be friends anymore and to unfollow each other on social media, as well as ship some personal belongings back to one another. I've come to realize we were incompatible on our family values, and we were both in different stages of our lives, since she was trying to get into the grad school while I'm working full-time as an IT web developer. She was also a bit manipulative, you think, dude? And I always talked bad about people she didn't like. I'm not perfect either, as I made some mistakes in our relationship too. Well, I don't know the whole picture, but I can tell you the mistakes you made was being too easy, too much of a pushover, too much of a doormat. You didn't stand up for yourself. You were with a girl who was a terrible communicator. You should have dumped her a long time ago once you saw the BS. But looks like the guy I'm convinced that she was putting this dude in the friend zone for worked out. Now she's kicking this guy to the curb like he's garbage. He was with her for 2 years. Look how she just easily just threw him away like that. Honestly, though, I'm in such a better state of mind now that we've broken up. Good, dude. I followed advice from friends, a relationship counselor, and those of you gave me some good advice and reasoning. I've been working out consistently. I'm enjoying my time with my friends and family. I've been researching deep into getting a new car in this crazy market, which is exciting. So my girlfriends have also hit me up to hang out at Baba shops, whatever the hell that is. I'm even trying to plan a fun road trip to get out and try some good Korean food and desserts with one of them, so we'll see how that ends up turning into. I'm just happy I'm able to get over my ex a lot easier than I expected. I want to thank those on Reddit who helped enlighten me in my own situation. Well, that's the end of this thing. I'm going to read a few amusing comments before I go, but guys, that's great. He didn't give in to this vasectomy thing. No guy should do anything like that they don't want to do. But look at all the crap she pulled to get her way. Now, again, on the surface, it's all because she didn't get her way, therefore breaking up with him, the manipulation, all that shit. But I still think there's another dude in the picture, and she knew darn well how he'd respond and react to get her way. And then probably because she broke up with him a few months later, while he was sitting around the friend zone waiting for her. Obviously worked out with the guy she liked, and now she's gone. But this guy should never, ever talk to her again, ever. They cut each other off on social media and all that. But if this doesn't work out with the guy that she's with now, I guarantee she'll be back. And if this guy moves on with his life, she'll be back anyway, just to see, because they always come back. This guy, it's good that he's gotten over her, mostly. That's really good. He's now hanging out with his friends, hitting the gym, moving on with his life, which all guys should do in a situation like this. But stop making the girl the center of your universe. Stop putting her needs ahead of yours. This is the crap they show in TV and movies, and it just causes suffering. You guys have seen this in countless videos that I've done. I got 1,000 videos on the other channel, and coming up on 200 over here every time. Put yourself first. Check her on her BS. When things are bad and she's a terrible communicator and you can tell obvious forms of manipulation tactics, cut her loose, move on. Because otherwise, life's too short to deal with this crap. This guy needs to work on himself and figure out why he is so easily manipulated, so easily why he has such a pleaser attitude. He needs to really work on himself. Now, real quick, I'm going to read a few comments here. And what's cool about these comments is people comment and then this guy responded, and it's going to make you laugh. One guy says here, so, she ghosted you for months and you waited until she broke up with you for it to be over. Grow a spine and don't let anyone treat you with such small regard. You will find someone better that doesn't treat you as a disposable at every whim. Exactly. What kind of man waited around in the friend zone? And he responded, the guy who wrote this, he says, ha ha, yeah, I already had the feeling this wasn't going to be well. But at the time, I wanted to wait and let her reach out first because it was her decision. In retrospect, a dumb decision on me for waiting so long. Yeah. Again, nice guy stuff. She had all the power in the relationship, and he just waited around the friend zone for her, and she knew it. Never do that, guys. Another guy says, congratulations on the permanent breakup. She gave you the best result here. She honestly sounded so manipulative, and you got lucky she decided to end it. Look after yourself. Don't be around when she changes her mind in the future and hits you up. Exactly. And the guy that wrote this said, I'm glad she made the decision too. If I did decide to break up first, I feel like there was a chance that she would have flipped the story against me. With her making the decision, we can just move on with our own lives. So he knows her. He knows that she would twist it around and make him out to be the bad guy. But you know what? Who cares? He should have broken up with her a long time ago, and if she got mad and flipped the script to make it out him to be the bad guy, who cares? But again, nice guy shit, because nice guys care about these things. And the last one, and let me tell you, we'll show you his, again, true character. One guy commented very simply, bullet dodged. And he says, for sure, after the rose-colored glasses were taken off, I realized that there was a lot of stuff about her that made us incompatible. You think? A buddy of mine said something that gave me a chuckle the other day, telling me, at least you don't have to eat grass every day. He says, my ex was a vegetarian. Nothing against being a vegetarian, but I did miss eating burgers on dates. Ha ha. In other words, this guy was so pee-whipped that because she was a vegetarian, he became a vegetarian. Guys, if you want to date a vegetarian, okay, fine, date a vegetarian. Doesn't mean you got to be a vegetarian. So if you're out someplace and she's having a salad or whatever the hell it is, and you want a big, juicy, medium rare burger where the freaking blood is oozing out or on your steak or whatever, and she doesn't like it, tough shit. You're not changing. Only a pee-whipped nice guy would become a vegetarian or not eat that in front of her to make her happy. Never do that. And they'll lose all respect for you. And if they don't like it, okay, fine. Find another chick. But anyhow, good that you didn't go through the vasectomy. No guy should do something like that, for God's sakes, unless they want that. But perfect example of being too nice, too pee-whipped. A lot of lessons here. Don't be this guy. Okay, I know a lot of you guys are young and everything like that, have made these mistakes if you're honest with yourself. And I do this video, guys, because if I could help one dude, if one dude watches this video somewhere, whether it's when I publish this today or in 6 months and he stumbles upon this video and maybe he's doing these things, maybe this will help him make him realize I need to jump ship from this relationship with a girl just like this. Because this stuff applies not just in the West, as in like Western culture. This could be anywhere on the planet. Any culture, religion, whatever. Men behave the way that we do. Women behave the way they do. And the things are all the same. Because I got guys that write me all the time from over in Asia, South America, wherever. It's the same deal. Lots of things to learn from these types of stories. All right, guys, that is it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And guys, you come across a good story like to share, by all means, email to me, strongsuccessfulmale@gmail.com. I'll definitely cover it in the future. And be sure to like the video, share with your friends, and subscribe. And I'll catch you next time.